Well, certainly not in the numbers that were anticipated. Before these laws commenced, the Fair Work Commission itself thought that it would be inundated with many hundreds of claims. In fact, what happened in 2014 were that there were only approximately 700 applications made to the Commission. That's despite the fact there was more than 180,000 hits on the Commission's dedicated anti-bullying website. Of those 700, 150 resolved in mediation, only 2 resulted in orders being made by the Commission, and the rest of them were either withdrawn or discontinued by the applicant. Well, there have been a number of key cases over the past 12 months or so. Firstly, it was decided by a full bench of the Commission that conduct that occurred prior to 1 January 2014, that is, conduct that occurred before these laws started, could still be taken into account by the Commission in determining whether a bullying order should be made. Secondly, we've also had some clarity about what is bullying. So the Fair Work Act defines bullying as repeated unreasonable conduct at work that creates a risk to the health and safety of a worker. And what the Commission has said is that is an objective test. So even if a person subjectively believes they have been bullied, that may not be enough. And secondly, the Commission has said there must be a causal link between the bullying conduct and the risk to the health and safety of the employee or the worker. Two other key cases, or other cases, have determined 2 other key issues, being what is the workplace and what is reasonable management action. Well, reasonable management action taken reasonably is not bullying. And it's pleasing to see that the Commission is taking a really common sense approach to applying this test. So what the Commission has said is that it doesn't matter if management action could have been taken in a way that was more reasonable or more appropriate, and it does not need to be perfect for it to constitute reasonable management action. What they have said is that in considering the behaviour, the context is important, and that the conduct or the management action should not be irrational or absurd. I'm not sure we do have complete clarity yet. What we do have is a recent decision of a full bench of the Fair Work Commission, where they said that the workplace for the purposes of the bullying laws was any time or place where a worker was performing work, and also when the worker was performing an activity that is authorised or permitted by the employer, for example, on an authorised meal break. Now, while that sounds clear enough, I think in practice it can lead to some odd results, and I'll just give a quick example of that. If you have an employee who goes home at night and is not performing work, but accesses social media and reads comments from a co-worker which might be considered to be bullying, that wouldn't be considered to be at work. However, if the employee were to go to work the following day and during an authorised meal break access those same comments, that might be considered to be bullying at work. Well, they should continue to be training their employees in appropriate workplace behaviour. Prevention is still the best cure, and all employees and workers should be aware of their rights and obligations in relation to bullying and other appropriate behaviours at work. The other thing employers should be doing is making sure they have the right policies and procedures in place, and their policies and procedures should specifically deal with bullying, amongst other things. And the final thing is that they must abide by those policies so that when a complaint of bullying is made, that it's properly and appropriately investigated.